everyone. Thanks for joining me this week on my weekly script analysis series where I will take a film that I've seen recently and break it down in a certain element of screenwriting. So the movie that I want to talk about this week is I Feel Pretty. And I Feel Pretty was written by Abby Kohn and Mark Silverstein, and they were also the directors for the film. The film was really good. I'm going to start off by saying that I enjoyed it tremendously. It was extremely funny. I laughed the whole time, and for a comedy, that's what you want. You want to laugh the whole time. But what I want to talk about specifically with I Feel Pretty is the use of or how they dealt with character. So usually when I create a character, I go through a very extensive process. I answer about 30 plus questions about the character to get inside of who the character is, to know everything about them pretty much, and to have a three-dimensional character. Then once I do the 30 questions plus for the character, I also will sit down and do a comparison to the 16 personality types to see which personality type that character fits specifically, so that I can have a well-rounded three-dimensional character. I do that character work with all the major characters in the screenplay. But sometimes you just need a character to fit for the story that you're telling. And for I Feel Pretty, the main character's name is Renee, who is portrayed by Amy Schumer. And I thought it was going to be interesting to see how Amy Schumer would play a character with low confidence, because I always see her as a very confident woman. So that was interesting and fun to watch as well. But what they did with the character Renee has very low self-confidence about what she looks like. She doesn't believe that she's a beautiful person. So then one day she goes to a cycling class and she falls off the bike and bumps her head. Once she bumps her head, then she sees herself as being extremely beautiful, even though she doesn't look any different to anyone else. But in her eyes, she finally looks beautiful. So with that incident happening, she's able to go and become a risk taker, which she wasn't able to do before because her confidence was so low. Once she bumps her head, though, she opens up so many doors of opportunity in her life simply because she feels better about herself. And what I love about what they did with character in this film is that Renee is not the only character who has low self-confidence. As the film progresses, you see that all of the beautiful people who surround her also have insecurities that they are dealing with, from the character that is played by Michelle Williams to the male characters as well. The only characters that really seem to be completely confident in who they are the two best friends of Renee's character, who don't seem to have a problem with the way they look or who they are as people. They are really the only well-rounded characters in the film, which I think is interesting. I think that says a lot in itself. But go check out this film. I really enjoyed the fact that the male characters in this film also had several insecurities that each of them had to deal with. And they weren't just super self-confident because they were men, which I think sometimes with the whole women's movement, we kind of treat men as if they have everything put together, as they get all the privilege, and that's not always the case. So I feel like they show some really well-rounded male characters as well. And I think that the character, you know, you have to see the movie to see how she grows completely. I don't want to give away the ending or too many details of the movie. I feel like I've already said enough. But I enjoyed the character growth of the different characters in the movie because honestly, it wasn't just Renee. I like to keep these videos quick, a couple of minutes, from 3 to 4 minutes usually. Sometimes I go over, like last week with A Quiet Place, we did a 10-minute video, but I had a lot to say about it. I really encourage you to go see I Feel Pretty, not just the women, but the guys as well. It was a great movie and it has a good message, and I'm always looking for a movie that says something about life. If you're interested in getting coaching from me, as always, reach out to me at joy.sherelle.brown@gmail.com, or reach out to me through my website at www.thirdpersonomniscientproductions.com. And if you enjoyed this video, of course, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.